Okay, what we have is a Cessna 172. It's a 1959. Actually, it was built in December 18th of 1958. So, call it 59. It's probably 58. The VIN number is N6247 Echo. And I'm going to start with the interior here. I'm asking $26,500 for the plane, and which really you can't find a decent flying aircraft for that anymore. Anywho, what we have is a KX 155, and the KX 155 has a glide slope, and I just totally got in front of the camera there. And then as well we have a KX 145, which this radio is kind of lame. Matter of fact, it really doesn't even work. You know, you turn the knobs and you don't really get a frequency change. Something's going goofy with the knobs. So anyway, that radio is in-op, and it has a indicator as well over here. So we got artificial horizon, directional gyro, turn coordinator, and then there's a narco transponder with mode C, and then this like really old Apollo Loran, and I never use it. I mean, you can turn it on, it turns on, but I always use a GPS. It's got an audio panel with 3 light marker beacon, and that works as well. There's this really it's kind of neat, really. It's got a wing leveler. It's a Britain autopilot. I mean, it's not an autopilot. Just wing leveler is all it does. But you can turn this little dial and make it do a standard rate turn, you know, either direction, and then it also has a trim to trim it out. So, you know, if you're looking at your chart and you need to throw on the autopilot, keep the wings level, it's kind of cool. Got your vacuum gauge and then all your engine instruments, and all that's working. And the interior is pretty decent. The seats are starting to show a little wear. You can kind of see on this. I keep a towel over my pilot seat, but it's got a little patch in it right there. And there's a little bit right there in the back. But other than that, it's in pretty good shape. Carpet's a little bit faded, but back seat's excellent. And then got the hat rack back here, but it's got a nice little cargo area in the back behind the seat. Whole lot of cargo there, but there's no door to the outside like the newer planes, so you just got to throw it in through the back, which is no big deal really. This has got these really trick like windows in the back. They're photography windows, so you can open the back windows. I mean, even if you're not shooting, you can, like when you're sitting on the ramp and people in the back are like sweating, you can throw a little air on them. Both sides have the windows. And there is an STC for that, so you know, it's all legal. The other thing is there's like a belly port too. So like where this carpet comes up, and there's some screws, and you take a panel out, and I'll show you the other panel in the belly in a little while. But take a panel out, and you can use your camera right in the belly of the plane. So headliner is really good. No tears in that. Okay, so on the outside here, the plane has no damage history. I got my towel in the door. But there's no damage history on the plane. The plane's very straight, you know, especially for an older 172. It's equipped with wheel pants. And I'm just going to kind of walk around the back here. And it is a straight tail with the fast back. There's no rear window. Which I was looking for a straight tail when I bought the plane. I just like the straight tails. I don't know. I mean, a lot of people think they're lame, but it's kind of a cool plane, really. It was painted in 2000. So the paint's about 12 years old, but this thing's been hangared all its life. So, I mean, it hasn't been out in the sun and the weather getting all beat up. So on these old Cessnas, I don't know if people that aren't familiar with them, it has like a Johnson bar lever for the flaps. There's your trim, but that bar right there, it's mechanical flaps. So you just yank that up, and it's got the toe brakes on both sides too. But you yank that up, and it's 40 degrees, so you can really throw some flaps to it. It's got Cleveland wheels and brakes. I don't know if I already said that, but anyway, Cleveland wheels and brakes. On this side, typically these older planes have the air venturis out there for your vacuum, for your gyros. This plane has been equipped with a belt-driven vacuum pump. And there again, there's STC for that. There's a whole bunch of documentation for this plane with all the camera ports and all that. It actually has 2 airworthiness certificates, your standard airworthiness certificate, and it has one when you have the photo port in the belly. So I use a regular panel in the belly, and I use a standard airworthiness certificate. If you put the camera port in the belly, then you have a restricted airworthiness certificate, and which means that it's only for essential personnel like the pilot and photographers, however many photographers you have. But I don't really know what that means, because if everybody's got a camera, then they're all photographers. So I don't know, it's pretty weird. It's just some of that FAA garbage that they throw at you. So all the logbooks are here from day one. Both engine and airframe. Here's the belly port that goes in the belly, and I'll show you where that goes in a second. All the ADs are complied with. I got a list right here of all the ADs, and everything's like up to date all the way up till the last annual, which was in November of last year. Excuse me. There's like I said, a ton of documentation with this. All the STCs, and any 337s for like the modification to the belly for this port. But like I said, there's no damage history. And I can get you all those online as well. Now I'm going to show you this panel here that removes. Here's a removable panel. Let's take these screws out. And they have lock nuts on the inside in that hole I was showing you earlier. You just pull that panel out, throw your other panel in, and you're ready to go take pictures. Which is kind of cool. I mean, you can do like the last 2 people that had it did aerial survey. And the plane has about 3,150 hours, give or take a few, because I'm still flying it some. And it's got a polished prop. The engine time is like 1,250 hours. So at any rate, it's a good straight aircraft. If you're looking for something solid. It does have a alternator, 60 amp alternator instead of the generator. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but I'll kind of throw this down here. There you go. And there's a STC for that as well. So the mods that have been done to the plane, everything's there as far as documentation. It's amazing the paperwork the FAA requires. You just put an autopilot in there, next thing you know, you got like $5,000 worth of documentation to fill out. So anyway, that's it. If you have any questions, give me a buzz. It's a good aircraft. Somebody looking for a straight tail, you probably won't find one as good as this shape. You look a long time before you find one.